Not only grown-ups can sing, we can too.
So easy on me, baby. I was still a child, didn't get the chance to.
CBC TV 8 is having a kids karaoke show just for us. So children between the ages of 5 to 17 come in and join in for fun. Email Nadia Foster at nfoster@cbc.bb. Hear you soon. Bye.
For the past 19 years, QFM has been sharing with you, learning from you, and together building a community for all mature audiences. That's why we say Q is good for you. To our Q family, we say thank you for staying connected to Q 100.7 FM. QFM is a station of the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. CBC, celebrating 60, connecting Barbadian communities.
Are you a youth group, 4-H club, school, Cub Scout or Brownie Pack, or any organization or club with children ages 4 to 11 years? If yes is the answer, then we at Fun School, we're looking for you. Let's have fun singing, dancing, listening to amazing stories, doing craft, and so much more. I'm such a kid at heart. But to be part of this fun and exciting new season of Fun School, just simply send an email to Alicia Alves Grant at aagrant@cbc.bb for further details. Fun School is back, and we're looking for you.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb, and together we will travel the world.
Oh, hi. My name is Stacia Whitaker, and I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist and a member of the Heart and Stroke Childhood Obesity Prevention Coalition. My motto is, when in doubt, leave it out, and it goes for when I'm eating, because sometimes things have ingredients that we're not sure of, and I like to keep it simple. And if I'm eating something and I'm not sure the ingredients in that particular thing, then I choose to leave it out. So I keep my snacking simple with fruit, nuts, or just water. It's easy to remember, there's no added ingredients, and it's also very nutritious. So remember, childhood obesity is real, so choose healthier alternatives. And when in doubt, leave it out.
Enjoy movies, soaps, drama, comedy, inspiration, education, music, and more. You get it all when you get MCTV, because MCTV gives you more.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb.
98.1 The One is more than a station.
We don't just play music, we keep you company, cheer you up, keep you informed and entertained. We are a vibe. What do you mean?
Every day we bring the party to you.
We are your #1 party station.
We love playing music for our listeners.
And we're committed to working with our clients and advertisers to make sure that you get the attention that you deserve.
98.
This is the CBC Morning Report for today, Friday, October 13th. I'm Tisha Hines. Good morning. In our top story, one principal is of the view that the lack of values and vision in schools in Barbados and the Caribbean impacts our young people most. Stephen Jackman, the former president of the Barbados Association of Principals of Secondary Schools, says this island has been grappling with a spate of shootings and violence by young people. He was speaking at the Strengthening Values Education International Conference at the Lloyd Erskine Sandiford Center, hosted by the Sai Institute of Education, West Indies, the Institute of Sathya Sai Education, USA, and the Canadian Institute of Sathya Sai Education.
It is against that background that we look at introducing values into school. Now, effective leaders have certain attributes. Those attributes include being purpose-driven, having a clear vision, social and emotional intelligence. They're transformative, they're inclusive. And the one that most people miss, they are value-centered. Maydor 2019 added to this list that they are fair and consistent, they are organized and prepared, they have the ability to build relationships, they are active listeners, and they balance criticism with praise. Now, from the little I've heard this morning, these cover the whole gambit of human values. The above suggests that whether the person realizes it or not, the effective leader operates from a values position or has some form of values-based leadership. NIFA and both 2017 cite Peregrine and Wolf, who define value-based leadership as consistently leading out of personal values that are both desirable and beneficial to ourselves, those in our community, and the organization that we serve. Values are a feature of the effectiveness. They cite the Financial Times, which stated the core values of the school need to be shared and communicated repeatedly, as they need to be indicative of what the school upholds and values.
He believes that in order for us to reach the vision of peace and prosperity in the Caribbean, it has to begin with the next generation.
If we are honest, this generation has missed the boat. And therefore, we have to start reprogramming our young people to what life can be like. Now, the person named principal plays an important role in this. Indeed, NIFA and both further state that principals need to establish and clarify values and ensure that the ones chosen are midway between the personal and shared values of the community for the general tranquility, well-being, and optimal functioning of the whole group. This places the principal or leader in the unenviable position of having to manage his or her intrinsic value system, and whether we realize it or not, we all come to the table with a value system, as well as the value system of staff, students, parents, the community, the church, the Calypsonians, anybody who impacts on the school. The principal has to manage all of that. And we have to develop a shared system.
Coming up on the CBC Morning Report, over 6,000 bombs dropped on Gaza in only 6 days.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kia Lewis, General Practitioner and Healthy Lifestyle Advocate. Good nutrition starts at home. So this school year, I want you to consider packing healthy, nutritious snacks and lunches for your children to carry, rather than having them buy them at school.
Israeli airstrikes are continuing to pound the Gaza Strip after a sixth consecutive day. There are fears of a humanitarian disaster in the besieged Palestinian enclave Mount. Yesterday, Israel said it had dropped 6,000 bombs weighing 4,000 tons on Gaza in the past 6 days, killing more than 1,400 people.
The flow of casualties to Gaza's hospitals seemingly never ends. These children are caught up in the middle of Israel's war on Gaza. They're unlikely to understand why this is happening, and they're clearly terrified. Hospitals are running on emergency generators. When the fuel runs out, the lights will go out. The incubators will stop working. Kidney dialysis machines will shut down, and x-rays can't be taken. Faces are thick with dust from homes that have collapsed, often on top of them without warning. Israel says it is destroying locations used by Hamas, but Gaza is so densely populated that it is almost impossible to separate private homes from where fighters may or may not be hiding. And anyway, these people have no choice where Hamas decides to operate.
We were sleeping peacefully, and then suddenly my house and my neighbour's house were hit by bombardments. I went outside and I found my children all injured. Then I looked around and I saw dead bodies and body parts and other people injured.
This appears to be Israel's most powerful bombing campaign against Palestinians in the 75-year history of the conflict. Whole neighborhoods have been flattened.
For the people trapped here, there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to escape. Israel shut its border crossings on Saturday and bombed the one to Egypt.
Well, it's time for us now to preview what's coming up on Morning Barbados. We've been telling you a great deal about what's happening for the 50th anniversary of NIFA. Today will be no different. We're talking literary arts and dance. Plus, a young entrepreneur is going to be sharing all about his business with us, and the Barbados Jazz Excursion that's on this weekend. We'll tell you a whole lot more about that. Before we go to break, though, we're going to tell you all about another U.S. Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken, who has expressed strong solidarity with Israel, but also urges restraint to protect Palestinian civilians.
Another U.S. reassurance to Israel, this time face-to-face.
We're here. We're not going anywhere.
U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu shake hands firmly, a show of solidarity between two countries whose alliance and friendship goes beyond politics. Building on his Jewish heritage and referencing bipartisan support for Israel, Blinken had this message.
You may be strong enough on your own to defend yourself, but as long as America exists, you will never ever have to. We will always be there by your side.
Standing together in unity, Benjamin Netanyahu welcomed the US's help.
Mr. Secretary, your visit is a tangible example of America's unequivocal support for Israel. Hamas has shown itself an enemy of civilization.
US citizens and other foreign nationals were among those killed or captured during the attack on Israel by Hamas fighters on Saturday. Intelligence and military support from the US arrived on Wednesday in the form of the world's largest aircraft carrier, fighter jets, and other military aid. Blinken's visit and the formation of a so-called war cabinet under an emergency unity government is supported nationally in Israel. The United Nations and other nations, though, are urgently calling on the country to allow safe passage for people to leave Gaza. But for now, they have no way out as Israel continues its bombing.
Back here at home, the panic created by Wednesday's simulation at Springer Memorial School is continuing to generate ripples of concern as Barbadians take to social media and the airwaves to express varying views of what ought to have happened. As part of the drill, masked men armed with fake weapons ventured onto the school compound in a mock attack meant to test the readiness of the school for such emergencies. Chief Education Officer Ramona Archer-Bradshaw expressed deep regret about the effects of the simulation exercise on some of the students. Mrs. Archer-Bradshaw says in seeking clarity, a meeting was held with the principal and deputy principal to get a better understanding of the event. Acting Principal Cheryl Gill maintains members of her staff were informed about the simulation lockdown exercise. She spoke what lessons were learnt at a media conference yesterday.
Forward, we will have our meetings, we will have our reviews, and we will ensure that future drills are done according to the exact protocols. But we will take our time and make sure that our staff, our students are well informed, and also that we work with the related agencies to carry out the exercise in the correct way.
President of the Barbados Secondary Schools Teachers Union, Marianne Redmond, is supportive of the drills. She is hopeful people will understand why they're necessary.
These drills are important on the school compound, especially at the secondary level with, in many schools, over 1,000 students, where it has become increasingly important and difficult at the same time to safeguard the well-being of users of the plant. It is important to have these types of drills to properly prepare persons on the plant in the event of either natural disasters or man-made hazards. This is something that this union has been asking for many years, so we are very happy that they are actually happening.
Ms. Redmond provided background to support the union's position on the drills.
At the same Springer Memorial School, it is now about 5 years ago, there was an intruder on the school with a gun. Last academic year, there was the sexual assault of a student at another school. This school year, on September the 18th, at the same Springer Memorial School, there was the breaching of the deputy principal's office by a parent and the blocking of the door to prevent the deputy principal and others who were in that office from escaping the room while they were threatened by a parent. And these are just some on Tuesday, one of my members called from a secondary school in St. Philip, where she too was assaulted by a parent. This has nothing to do with, on a daily basis, the number of students that enter our school compounds with weapons, the number of students who are abusing drugs and who may have weapons. And so these types of exercises are very important.
We'll be back with more news on the Morning Report.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just
just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
You know why?
It's summer vacation, and CBC TV8 says laugh a little. Your mid-mornings have now included some family-friendly, side-splitting series like The Partridge Family, Benson, and Designing Women. TV not to be missed this vacation. Weekdays from 10 a.m. on CBC TV8.
The region has been called upon to formulate a CARICOM model to deal with issues of climate change and digital commerce. Minister of State in the Ministry of Foreign Trade and Business, Sandra Husbands, made the call as she delivered the feature address at the opening ceremony of the Trinidad and Tobago Trade Show at the Accra Resort and Spa yesterday. She told the audience, made up of local and visiting businessmen and women, that a collective regional response is the way forward. CBC's Trevor Thorpe was there.
Minister Husband says it is imperative to secure the future well-being of the region, and the time to work on it is now. She says the unrest in the world and the digital economy are real.
E-commerce is something that is growing rapidly, evolving and changing even as we speak. Consumption and access to products will no longer be driven simply by the bricks and mortar approach. We need to be able to do two things. We now have to turn the bricks and mortar approach into a retail sensory experience. So it has to go beyond being able to walk in somewhere and buy a product. It is that when people engage the bricks and mortar space, there must be a well-managed experience that makes them want to do it again.
According to Minister Husbands, the next stage of development is to bring initiatives that will help the region to be competitive in the future.
It means that we must have access to and to be able to use big data, to be able to use the analytics coming from that data, and to find the ways in which we are going to put ourselves where we can control and influence the algorithms, because this is what will determine who are going to be the winners and losers in the global consumption game.
President of the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce, Kiran Maharaj, says there are many reasons why the region should strengthen ties.
Our region's survival is tied to our ability to develop our interrelated community and stay true to our Caribbean identity via business, but also through our culture. It is a characteristic that makes us so unique and which truly unites us. As we go forward in the next few days, I hope that despite the hectic schedule, everyone will find time to enjoy the warm Barbados hospitality that the world recognizes and which makes Barbados a prime tourist destination.
The trade mission is the first to be held between the two countries since the COVID-19 pandemic. Trevor Thorpe, CBC News.
Thank you, Trevor. A regulation is coming to govern weights and measure equipment right here in Barbados. Director of the Barbados National Standards Institution, Hayden Rind, says preparation of the document is at an advanced stage. He was responding to recent comments about irregularities with regards to weights given by fish vendors.
The standard isn't for scales, but certainly with that regulatory environment, there are regulations which would dictate that you have to have accurate scales if you're in trade. So there's a weights and measures legislation that we have. Interestingly, it's timely because we're about to enact our Barbados Metrology Act, which also is going to fully support the use of international best practices when it comes to our metrology system. Sounds like a mouthful, but in essence, we're saying, look, we have to make sure that the scales that we're using in trade are accurate. You know, that they're calibrated, that they're functioning so that there's no misuse, so that people are not disadvantaged, whether the consumer or the tradesperson. may be disadvantaged. So yes, there's legislation there.
The BNSI official says all trading sectors will be covered under the legislation, including maintenance, and the doors of the BNSI are open to vendors and individuals or as an organization to offer input for the legislation.
We would appreciate if your scale is used once a month. It would be less wear and tear than a scale that's used every day for hours. So within the Metrology Act, there is a description for making sure that there's periodic verification of your scales, depending on use. And all of that is going to be made available. I am looking forward, though, to having the result of those consultations, because the end of it means that the vendors will be fully up to speed. We too will be comfortable that the practices that they're using, and I'm sure they are accurate, and that there will be no, there will be no public misunderstanding about the intent of the efforts of the BNSI or even the use of scales.
Residents of Trinidad and Tobago may soon find out how much more they will have to pay for electricity. The Regulated Industries Commission has completed its rate review process for the Trinidad and Tobago Electricity Commission. We get more from TTT.
In late August, the RIC had confirmed to the media that it was in the process of completing its final determination following comments received from stakeholders during the consultation phase. And speaking during the budget debate on Wednesday, Public Utilities Minister Marvin Gonzalez confirmed that the RIC will deliver an address to the public in 7 days.
Whilst on my way to Parliament, I was advised by the RIC that it has completed its rate review exercise for the Trinidad and Tobago Electricity Commission, and that they will be speaking to the population 1 week from today with respect to its decision on a rate review for the Trinidad and Tobago Electricity Commission. I see no more on that, Madam Speaker.
Minister Gonzalez was also critical of opposition members during the RIC's consultations for the rate review.
This government has lost $30 million in revenue as a result of its decision to forego taxes on diesel and regular gas in 2022. The John Bricino-led administration had established a fuel contingency fund and has implemented several measures to reduce pain at the pumps after fuel had skyrocketed. Minister of State in the Ministry of Finance, Christopher Coy, says the government is still covering the acquisition cost of the fuel to offset world market prices.
The cap on fuel is a reflection of a price stabilization mechanism that we introduce. There is not a specific fund out of which we're taking money and using that money, and so there is not any replenishment of that fund because the fund doesn't exist. What exactly we were doing and are still doing now, with prices going up again, is absorbing the acquisition cost, so increase in acquisition costs. So if the price of fuel on acquisition, and I should add as well, government does not buy the fuel. Government is not buying the fuel and then selling the fuel. That would be a complete misconception if that is if that is what people are thinking. Government doesn't buy the fuel. Government doesn't sell the fuel. Government regulates the price of fuel, and it does so through various means. It determines the fuel pump price. In the case of regular and diesel, it determines those fuel pump price. But that fuel pump price is made up of the acquisition costs that Puma acquires it for. So they're the ones who own the fuel, and they're the ones who then wholesale and retail it to the gas stations. So when they buy that fuel, it costs a certain price, and that goes up and down depending on what are the world prices on the world market. Government has excise taxes that it adds on, that it charges on that fuel, and then you end up with a couple other factors, and then you end up with the final price at the pump.
In sports, Barbados senior men's national football team will be hoping to end a poor run of form in the CONCACAF Nations League tonight when they take on the Dominican Republic in a League B Group B match. Last night, the Tridents were going through their paces at the Wildy Turf in preparation for the critical encounter at home. CBC's Anmar Goodrich-Boyce reports.
Barbados' fortunes in international football for the past few matches have not been great. They've started the CONCACAF Nations League with 2 defeats. However, head coach Orlando da Costa believes the squad can find the winning formula it takes to win against Dominican Republic here at the Wildy Turf on Friday night. The last time the two sides met, Barbados were held to a 1-1 draw at the Felix Sanchez Olympic Stadium in Santo Domingo in 2021. And while acknowledging the quality of his opponents, Da Costa says he's done his research and is optimistic that the Tridents can register a first home victory in 4 years and snatch 3 points against the favourite.
We study the opponent team, we discover some weakness points, and of course we will try to take advantage from these weakness points, not too much, but we have one strategy, one plan, and our players, to be honest, they already know what we must to do in each moment of the game, with ball and without ball. They already saw what they do in the 5 moments of the game, in this case Dominican Republic. So I hope that we can have a happy day.
Da Costa has made 6 changes to the last squad, adding UW Blackbirds duo of goalkeeper Nashton Brown and Raya Jerome Otterson, along with overseas-based forward Ryan Trotman. Empires full-back Nicole Harper and Ellerton's Jaheim Hedy and Roshane Braffett are also in the team. Trotman says the mood in the camp is positive and he hopes to contribute in a major way.
For myself, I hope to get another assist to help the team, of course. And for the team, I hope we can get away with a win again. I think that would be huge for the country, also for the team. So I think we're really aiming for that, and we will give it us all. Like we will fight for that. Yeah.
Meantime, Captain Jomo Harris outlined what it will take for the Tridents to be victorious.
I think we need to play with more intensity, be more focused with the little details, because when we make mistakes at this level, these players are technical enough to punish you. So we have to be focused, we have to play with intensity, play with confidence as well. And I believe with all the talent we have here, we should do good in these 2 upcoming games.
Kickoff is set for 8 p.m. Anmar Goodrich-Boyce, CBC Sports.
Be sure to tune in for that. Let's take a look at the weather. The barometric pressure stands at 10.5 millibars. It's presently 27 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 76%, and the winds are blowing out of the east-southeast at 21 kilometers per hour. Present weather is fair. Sea conditions: smooth to moderate in open water with swells ranging from 1 to 1.5 meters and holding steady. Here's a look at how your tides roll in for today. Be careful as you head out for your early morning sea bath. It's going to be mostly clear with a few isolated light showers in Barbados today. As you move into the evening period, you can expect sunny conditions. And that's the morning report. Our next newscast is Newsday at 12 noon on TV8, followed by The World at 1 via our radio network of stations on 100.7 FM, 98.1 The One, and 94.7 FM. That's the morning report. Morning Barbados is next.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning, Barbados, good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, 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 morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, morning Barbados, good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, morning Barbados, good morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Morning to you.
Good morning to you indeed. It's Friday the 13th. That used to mean scary stuff back in the day. I don't think that anybody thinks about it in the same way these days. That most certainly was scary for people of my age group, and I guess just before because of the Friday the 13th movies. But there's a lot of superstition that goes along with the number 13, and most certainly having 13 on a Friday combination, seemingly is a very bad deal. Some buildings don't even have a 13th floor, but here we are. I'm going to be with you until 8 o'clock this morning, so thanking you so much for spending the week with us and, of course, staying for today. Lots of you are coming out in your pink. Trust Tisha to forget. Even though a notice came out, it's craziness. I'm going to have to leave my pink shirt here, so when I get here, remember, hey, you're supposed to wear pink on Fridays. Nonetheless, I am wearing that on my sleeve, figuratively, of course, and I'm referring to the fight against breast cancer and, of course, breast cancer awareness all this month of October as well. So a special good morning to those of you putting on your pink, particularly the gentlemen, and heading out today to represent for the cause. We're going to have a great show for you today as we look toward everything that's happening this weekend. It's going to be a busy, busy weekend in beautiful Barbados. Of course, the Conference for Strengthening Values Education is on as we speak. I'm going to be heading over there a little later today to moderate a session with them. So that will be very, very interesting. Of course, I will report on that on Monday. And over the weekend, we are going to be taking in the Barbados Jazz Weekend with Ilan Trotman and friends. And you're going to hear more about that a little bit later. We're also going to be talking to you about what's happening with the 50th anniversary of NIFA as we speak to some of the officers from the National Cultural Foundation. Today, we're honing in on literary arts and dance. We're going to have Alicia Payne Hurley come through, and we're going to talk a lot more about what the plans are and, of course, the deadlines as well. You want to make sure that you get in before those deadlines to be a part of the competition. We're going to share that with you. And we have a young man who is a young entrepreneur. When I say young, I mean young. He goes to school at Charles F. Brown Memorial School. And he's what they're calling Kidpreneur. I'm so interested in speaking with him. We're also highlighting a few fantastic people who are heading off to represent Barbados at the Pan American Games 2023, set to be held from October 20th to November 5th of this year. So let's go right ahead and welcome in Tyrese Knight for table tennis, Matthew Wright, triathlete, and Kyle Spinard rowing. Good morning and welcome.
Morning. Hi, morning.
All right, good to have you with us. I'm going to start with you, Tyrese. Talk to me a little bit about your journey with table tennis.
Yeah, my journey with table tennis just started with, in primary school at St. Gabriel's, and then I started to go at the Barbados Table Tennis Association when I was as early as 12. Been playing about 10 to 11 years now. And now I'm currently training in California, playing in the first ever U.S. professional league here. And yeah, and everything. That's how my journey started.
All right, well, that sounds like, hey, it's just maybe it's too early in the morning for you, but that didn't sound all that exciting to me at all. Anyways, we're going to get back to that. So let's go now to Matthew, Wright. And I'm always intrigued by triathletes because when we talk about training and getting ready, then you have 3 different disciplines to kind of master. So you have to kind of be a master of all to really be able to truly compete. Talk to me about how you got into competing in this way.
Yeah, you're very, very right. I think back in the day, triathletes tended to be, the people that couldn't make it in swimming or cycling or running. But I think as the sport's gotten a lot more professional, you see kids at 12 or 13 years old focusing on triathlon, so the sport is getting a lot more intense.
for me, in terms of how I got into it was just at primary school. You know, I kind of played all the sports, and the federation had a kids series up at the gymnasium that still goes on once a month. You know, through BFIT, our federation. And I just started as, I think I did the swim and the run, and one of my friends did the bike. And after that, you know, then tried my full first triathlon by myself. But I was still playing cricket, football, you know, swimming, running, doing everything. And it was only probably by the time I was in about sixth form, I decided to fully focus on triathlon, and I ended up going to university in the UK, where the British Triathlon headquarters were in Loughborough University. And that was where kind of my triathlon journey began. And I, you know, gave it full focus, and, you know, had a lot of injuries, a lot of setbacks throughout my life, definitely in my 20s. But I think, you know, knock on wood, I've been healthy for the past 2 years, and currently on the Olympic qualifying path for Paris next year. So Pan American Games is a big Olympic qualifying race for us as well in November. So yeah, I'm in Brazil at the minute, about to race on Sunday, and then it's 18 more days until all guns blazing for Pan Am Games.
Wow, that certainly is a tight schedule, but I wish you the very best in the competition that you're preparing for as you get ready for the Pan American Games as well. And Kyle, last but not least, let's move on over to you. Rowing, pretty interesting. And usually people whom I speak with who get into rowing, they're introduced by parents. So I don't know, you tell me, how were you introduced to rowing?
I was introduced to rowing in CrossFit, actually, in the indoor machine. And then through that experience and just getting my times improving on the erg, I was introduced into the boat in England, where I competed in the Beach Sprints Commonwealth Games in 2018. And then I've had some local competitions here in Canada as I've been doing my studies, and getting the opportunity to represent Barbados in quite a few places around the world, which has been very fortunate for me. And I went to the World Championships in Serbia last month, which were amazing and a great learning experience, as I am improving and tapering toward the qualifiers in Rio next year. And Pan Am is a huge event for me to get under my belt and put up my best performance.
Absolutely. Tyrese, I know that, you know, in your particular discipline, usually we see people excelling from other parts of the world, particularly the Asian nations. So it's great to hear that you're now a part of, you know, almost an inaugural league that you're taking part of, where you are living at this point in time or staying. So talk to me about your hopes in terms of advancing Barbados' position in table tennis across the world as you compete in these, you know, very important games.
Yeah, I think my whole goal is to just be the best I can be in this sport for Barbados. I'm just happy I was able to be drafted in this first ever league here. I'm one of the few Barbadian players ever to play in a professional league. This gives, you know, good opportunities for other Barbadians now to make it and see that we can do it down there because we have a lot of talent. And for me, especially with the league now, I'm able to play a lot more matches, which is helping me now prepare for this Pan Am Games, which is high level now. We have number 4 in the world playing in the Pan Am Games. It's the level in the Pan Am region is very high now, and so I'm just hoping to do my best for these games, and that's it.
What's prep like for you? How do you keep your body in shape and get ready? I know keep staying focused on that ball is very, very important. So I can almost imagine what Kyle's prep would be, how Matthew would be getting ready. But for table tennis, tell us, you know, how do you get ready for your games?
Yeah, for me, it's like, especially because I'm a defender, I have to move a lot. I have to do a lot of footwork, a lot of drills where I have to do, it's mostly repetitive all the time. We have something called multi-ball system where the coach is just sending balls at you and you have to move. So it's all about, and game especially, it's all about moving. So yeah, we for training, I do 2.5 hours in the morning and then 2.5 hours in the evening. Probably after I do some service training, and then also you still have to go to gym. So that's how my day goes.
Wow, lots happening. Matthew, I know you said that you are well on the track or well on track, not the track, you're well on track for the 2028 games. What would it mean for you to be able to make it to this level after investing so much in sport and, you know, being able to benefit too from being a part of sporting action in multiple disciplines?
Yeah, no, 2024 games actually. But yeah, I don't think
I'm getting ahead of
probably
myself.
a bit too old for yeah. 2028 might be a bit far away, but no, it would be, you know, I mean, it's the cliche. A lot of athletes always say, you know, lifelong dream since you're a child and all that. But I think, yeah, like as kids and being from a smaller country like Barbados, I think, yeah, the Olympics is always a huge learn. We always have very small teams, you know, like 8, 10, like maybe 12 athletes at most at the game. So, you know, coming from Barbados and going to the Olympics is absolutely massive, and very few people have done it. And even in triathlon, and we've had one athlete before, Jason Wilson, go in Rio, who's, you know, big inspiration for me, a big kind of guidance for me in my earlier years as well. And as I said, I've had a lot of setbacks in my 20s. I'm now 31, so kind of later on in my career, but, you know, all the resilience and never giving up has finally paid off, and it would be a dream come true to stand on that start line in Paris. And as you said, it is looking already like a reality. Qualification doesn't finish until May next year, but yeah, I'm very much on track, and yeah, it's amazing, and I can't wait to continue obviously focusing on the qualification, but yeah, I can't wait to go represent my country on the biggest sporting stage that there is.
Wonderful. What about you, Kyle? What are you looking toward with your involvement with rowing?
You know, I'm just looking forward. I've been really building toward the Pan Am Games. The Worlds was a great experience, and the level of competition there was very high. Rowing is typically dominated by the European region, where there's not a lot of development in the Caribbean or Latin America. And so to be able to have the money put in and get the experience in these places where the quality is just that much higher, kind of put me on a new standard in which I can perform from the knowledge that I've learned. And then I'm excited to put it to practice now in Chile.
All right, good stuff. We look forward to having you out and representing for Barbados in all disciplines. We've been speaking with many of the athletes who will be heading off and representing for Barbados. And just know that we are always very proud to see you flying that Barbados flag high. I know for you, there's a lot invested over years, and sometimes it might be a little more for you than the average person, but we're here rooting for you, wish you the very best. And yes, we're hoping for that 2024 for you, Matthew. Do well in Chile, Kyle. And Tyrese, we look forward to seeing all of that knowledge and experience from the 2.5 hours in the morning and 2.5 hours in the evening, prepping you for table tennis. So best wishes, and come on back with some medals, guys.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Have a great day today. Bye-bye. All right,
Bye-bye.
Other members of our Pan American Games teams the team will be heading off shortly for those games that will be happening in Santiago, Chile from October 20th to November 5th, 2023. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we get a chance to meet that young entrepreneur that I told you all about. I think the term now is Kidpreneur. He's next.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
It's summer vacation, and CBC TV8 says laugh a little. Your mid-mornings have now included some family-friendly, side-splitting series like The Partridge Family, Benson, and Designing Women. TV not to be missed this vacation. Weekdays from 10 a.m. on CBC TV8. It's Match Day Live from the 246 with host Damian Best. Your all-access pass to the action happening in the BFA Premier League and beyond. Every last Monday of the month on CBC TV8. Kickoff time, 8:30 p.m. with analysis from our panel and highlights of the top performances. You can weigh in on the discussion via WhatsApp on 228-5562. It's Match Day Live from the 246. Don't you miss it.
Well, the next young man made an appearance on Morning Barbados before with his mom. He's very passionate about his t-shirt business, which is meant to raise awareness about literacy and violence. He's a student of the Charles F. Broome School, and he joins us now to tell us more about his career choices as a primary school student. Good morning, Jesse Olton, Kidpreneur. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
All right, it's good to have you with us. It's good to have you back on Morning Barbados. Last time you were here, I wasn't here, so I most certainly am excited to hear all about this business. How did it get started?
It got started when in 2021, during the pandemic, I wanted to start a business with my mother. So I told her about it, and we thought it was a good idea. So we worked together to start it, and it built on from there.
All right, so tell me a little bit more about the business. What is it that you guys do?
We sell shirts and different items with inspirational messages for worldwideness and different for children and adults.
Tell mommy stop talking to you in the background, otherwise she'd have to come in front of the camera. All right? I guess you can hear me. Pardon?
She's not talking to me.
She's doing actions. You can tell
No,
me what
please.
she's doing. She's giving you eyes. I'm a mother. I give eyes. No, she's not giving
No.
eyes. All right. What do the kids at school think about the fact that you are already an entrepreneur? You're already selling these shirts and different items with these inspirational messages.
Well, they think it's cool, and they like to support me as much as they can.
Oh, that truly is excellent when your friends can support you in a big venture like this one. Now, I am told that you love to raise awareness about literacy and violence. Tell me, why those two?
Well, because those are two of the most worldwide problems that happen in this day and era.
All right. What are your thoughts on violence? I would suppose is something outside of it being a worldwide problem. We have issues with it here in Barbados. So is that one of the reasons why you're interested in raising awareness about violence?
Yes, please.
All right. Excellent stuff. Where are you hoping to carry your business? What are you hoping to do? Maybe be a huge t-shirt making company or something of a sort?
I am working with my mother to make an online t-shirt store and to sell shirts worldwide. And I hope one of the national heroes can wear my shirt one day.
All right. Well, there are two national heroes who are alive for now that are left. Who knows? We might have new national heroes in future, but that most certainly is, something great for you to aspire to. What else do you want people to know about your business? Is it difficult for you to kind of juggle schoolwork? What class are you in?
I'm in class 4.
You're class 4 now, so you have lots of work to do. Is it difficult to kind of balance your work as an entrepreneur, a kidpreneur, and doing your schoolwork and I would imagine lessons and extracurricular activities and so on?
No, please, because my mother helps me with the business and a lot of other things.
Talk to me about some of the things that you have to do as a part of the business.
Well, the main thing I have to do for JPro is promoting it.
All right. Do you work with any of the messages? What are some of the positive messages that you're sharing on your t-shirts and other accessories?
One of them is stop the violence, our future is bright, bring murders in a bullet, and I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength.
That is a beautiful verse. I think people who don't know that verse, they definitely need to wear it on t-shirts. So I'm going to have to get my t-shirt that says it because it could be a great reminder. What advice would you have for, or do you have for young people, other children like you who might be interested in starting their own business? Because sometimes it can seem a little scary. Most certainly not only for children, but some people, you know, they're thinking, it would be great for me to start my business, but they're a little nervous about doing it. So what advice would you give as an accomplished kidpreneur as to how you can approach getting your business started?
The advice I would give is to find someone you can trust, you can put your faith in, and let them encourage you throughout the way. Because if you have someone that can encourage you, you can do all things and get through with anything.
All right, that truly is excellent. Talking about how you engage with the younger people at your school or your schoolmates, people in your class and of your same age as well. Do you get to share a lot with them about your business and how you are sharing positive messages?
Yes, please.
All right, and how do you do that? Outside during playtime, or do you set aside time to be able to share more about the business? Because you told me you're the big marketing guy. It's your job to share information about the business.
Well, whenever I have free time, like at break time and lunchtime at school, I would tell them about it, bring school stuff up with the JPro ways, and promote it to them and show them.
Do you have a favorite? I would imagine you've done quite a few t-shirts so far. So do you have a favorite so far of all of them? Or do you just like all of them equally?
I have a favorite one, yes I do.
Tell me about that favorite one.
That one, my favorite one is the new JPro logo, which was made long ago.
Was that the one that was on screen?
Yes, please.
Okay. So that's your favorite. Tell me why.
Because the 3 columns on the picture represents our 3 core values: literacy, anti-violence, and faith.
Okay, who did this logo?
My mother did.
All right, so you guys have been working on the logo. When you saw it, what were you thinking? Because usually, you know, if you have something new, you look at it and, you know, what were your thoughts initially when you saw it?
I thought it was absolutely amazing.
Mommy must be very, very, very proud. So tell me about these business meetings at home. You know, what are business meetings like? Are they casual where you're just in your t-shirt and meeting in PJs on the side? Or do you set aside time to have meetings for your business?
We would set aside time sometimes, but we'll talk about it and discuss it.
All right, excellent stuff. I absolutely want to congratulate you. Are you heading off to school today?
Yes, please.
All right, so talk to me a little bit about school. What's your favorite subject?
My favorite subject is art.
Art or... I didn't hear the other one. You said
Poetry.
Art? Poetry.
And poetry.
I love that. You know that NIFA is coming up. Have you ever competed in NIFA?
No, please.
Well, you absolutely should think about that. Submit some of your art and poetry and the beautiful t-shirts that you're making. Now, I know that you have a pop-up coming up at Sky Mall this Saturday. That's tomorrow. as you continue to promote your business. Tell me all about it.
Well, it's a little pop-up store where we can be there from 9 o'clock in the morning to who knows in the nighttime. And we'll be selling different shirts, we'll be playing games, selling merch, and different items. We'll be also doing giveaways and giving away to stationaries.
All right. So what time are you going to be over at Sky Mall with your pop-up shop?
We'll be at Sky Mall from 9 o'clock in the morning to maybe around 6 o'clock in the evening.
All right. So that's a long day. I would imagine that you've been prepping so that you can be ready to meet the public, and a lot of people will want to see you as they head through Sky Mall tomorrow. Can you remember the first time you were on Morning Barbados?
Yes, please.
Do you remember the date?
No, please.
It was actually the 14th of October. So the date of your first pop-up shop is actually the date of your last appearance on Morning Barbados. How cool is that?
That is very cool.
So we absolutely are going to have to send a camera down there to capture all of that. But we truly are proud to see that someone that we featured as an exceptional youth continues to excel. I wish you the very best in your business, and I hope that your pop-up shop is all it can be tomorrow. So much success to you, and it's wonderful to have a mom like yours who is behind you and beside you and making sure that you're successful at this. So what do you have to say to Mom this morning? Since she is doing so much work, I can see you there looking at her. Mom, peek in, man. Come on. You know, Mom just
Good morning.
Let's see you. Mom, get in the shot. Let me see Mom. Take me out. Hi, Mommy.
Hi, good morning. Good morning, Barbados.
You're doing a fantastic job. So congratulations to you and to Jessie as well.
Thank you.
All right. Have a great day at school, Jess.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see you another time. Bye-bye. All right. Beautiful story. Make sure if you're heading out to Sky Mall tomorrow, or if you're in the area, go support Jessie's pop-up shop. Bring your little ones along and let them see that there's another young person, a kidpreneur, they're calling it, who is doing fantastic work in the area of business. I am sure that Senator Lisa Cummins will be happy to see that business is in good hands. Hey, it's 7 o'clock in Barbados and across the Eastern Caribbean. We're going to take a break here and get ready to bring you an update of the news. Stay with us.
It's Match Day Live from the 246 with host Damian Best. Your all-access pass to the action happening in the BFA Premier League and beyond. Every last Monday of the month on CBC TV8. Kickoff time, 8:30 p.m. with analysis from our panel and highlights of the top performances. You can weigh in on the discussion via WhatsApp on 228-5562. It's Match Day Live from the 246. Don't you miss it.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
I'm Anne St. John, a consultant pediatrician. When packing healthy lunch boxes, do include a fruit, which includes a banana, apple, orange, or grapes to supply fiber. Aim for low-calorie packaged snacks without the mention of flour or sugar. amongst the four ingredients on the back label. 1 in 3 children in Barbados is affected by overweight or obesity. Let us join together as parents and care providers to reduce the further development of this chronic non-communicable disease within our communities.
Hey, not only grown-ups can sing, we can too.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
It's Friday, October 13th. It's time for an update of the news. 3.5 minutes now after 7 o'clock. One principal is of the view that the lack of values and vision in schools in Barbados and the Caribbean impacts our young people most. Stephen Jackman, the former president of the Barbados Association of Principals of Secondary Schools, says this island has been grappling with a spate of shootings and violence by young people. He was speaking at the Strengthening Values Education International Conference at the Lloyd Erskine Sandford Center, hosted by the Sai Institute of Education West Indies, the Institute of Sathya Sai Education USA, and the Canadian Institute of Sathya Sai Education.
It is against that background that we look at introducing values into school. Now, effective leaders have certain attributes. Those attributes include being purpose-driven, having a clear vision, social and emotional intelligence, they're transformative, they're inclusive, and the one that most people miss, they are value-centered. Maydor 2019 added to this list that they are fair and consistent, they are organized and prepared, they have the ability to build relationships, they are active listeners, and they balance criticism with praise. Now, from the little I've heard this morning, these cover the whole gambit of human values. The above suggests that whether the person realizes it or not, the effective leader operates from a values position or has some form of values-based leadership. Nykerk and Botha 2017 cite Peregrine and Wolf, who define value-based leadership as consistently leading out of personal values that are both desirable and beneficial to ourselves, those in our community, and the organization that we serve. Values are a feature of the effectiveness. They cite the Financial Times, which stated the core values of the school need to be shared and communicated repeatedly, as they need to be indicative of what the school upholds and values.
He believes that in order for us to reach the vision of peace and prosperity in the Caribbean, it has to begin with the next generation.
If we are honest, this generation has missed the boat. And therefore, we have to start reprogramming our young people to what life can be like. Now, the person named principal plays an important role in this. Indeed, Nykerk and Botha further state that principals need to establish and clarify values and ensure that the ones chosen are midway between the personal and shared values of the community for the general tranquility, well-being, and optional functioning of the whole group. This places the principal or leader in the unenviable position of having to manage his or her intrinsic value system, and whether we realize it or not, we all come to the table with a value system, as well as the value system of staff, students, parents, the community, the church, the Calypsonians, anybody who impacts on the school. The principal has to manage all of that. And we have to develop a shared system.
The panic created by Wednesday's simulation at Springer Memorial School is continuing to generate ripples of concern as Barbadians take to social media and the airwaves to express varying views of what ought to have happened. As part of the drill, masked men armed with fake weapons ventured into the school compound in a mock attack meant to test the readiness of the school for such emergencies. Chief Education Officer Ramona Archer Bradshaw expressed deep regret about the effects of the simulation exercise on some of the students. Mrs. Archer Bradshaw says in seeking clarity, a meeting was held with the principal and deputy principal to get a better understanding of the event. Acting Principal Cheryl Gill maintains members of the staff were informed about the simulation lockdown exercise. She spoke of what lessons were learnt at a media conference yesterday.
Moving forward, we will have our meetings, we will have our reviews, and we will ensure that future drills are done according to the exact protocols. But we will take our time and make sure that our staff, our students are well informed, and also that we work with the related agencies to carry out the exercise in the correct way.
President of the Barbados Secondary Schools Teachers Union, Marianne Redmond, is supportive of the drills. She's hopeful people will understand why they're necessary.
These drills are important on the school compound, especially at the secondary level with, in many schools, over 1,000 students, where it has become increasingly important and difficult at the same time to safeguard the well-being of users of the plant. It is important to have these types of drills to properly prepare persons on the plant in the event of either natural disasters or man-made hazards. This is something that this union has been asking for many years, so we are very happy that they are actually happening.
The region has been called upon to formulate a CARICOM model to deal with issues of climate change and digital commerce. Minister of State in the Ministry of Foreign Trade and Business, Sandra Husbands, made the call as she delivered the feature address at the opening ceremony of the Trinidad and Tobago Trade Show at the Accra Resort and Spa yesterday. She told the audience, made up of the local and visiting businessmen and women, that a collective regional response is the way forward. We get more from Trevor Thorpe.
Minister Husband says it is imperative to secure the future well-being of the region, and the time to work on it is now. She says the unrest in the world and the digital economy are real.
E-commerce is something that is growing rapidly, evolving and changing even as we speak. Consumption and access to products will no longer be driven simply by the bricks and mortar approach. We need to be able to do two things. We now have to turn the bricks and mortar approach into a retail sensory experience. So it has to go beyond being able to walk in somewhere and buy a product. It is that when people engage the bricks and mortar space, there must be a well-managed experience that makes them want to do it again.
According to Minister Husbands, the next stage of development is to bring initiatives that will help the region to be competitive in the future.
It means that we must have access to and to be able to use big data, to be able to use the analytics coming from that data, and to find the ways in which we are going to put ourselves where we can control and influence the algorithms, because this is what will determine who are going to be the winners and losers in the global consumption game.
President of the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce, Kiran Maharaj, says there are many reasons why the region should strengthen ties.
Our region's survival is tied to our ability to develop our interrelated community and stay true to our Caribbean identity via business, but also through our culture. It is a characteristic that makes us so unique and which truly unites us. As we go forward in the next few days, I hope that despite the hectic schedule, everyone will find time to enjoy the warm Barbados hospitality that the world recognizes and which makes Barbados a prime tourist destination.
The trade mission is the first to be held between the two countries since the COVID-19 pandemic. Trevor Thorpe, CBC News.
However, regulation is coming to govern weights and measurement equipment in Barbados. Director of the Barbados National Standards Institution, Hayden Ryan, says preparation of the document is at an advanced stage. He was responding to recent comments about irregularities with regard to weights given by fish vendors.
Standard isn't for scales, but certainly with that regulatory environment, there are regulations which would dictate that you have to have accurate scales if you're in trade. So there's a weights and measures legislation that we have. Interestingly, it's timely because we're about to enact our Barbados Metrology Act, which also is going to fully support the use of international best practices when it comes to our metrology system. Sounds like a mouthful, but in essence, we're saying, look, we have to make sure that the scales that we're using in trade are accurate. You know, that they're calibrated, that they're functioning so that there's no misuse, so that people are not disadvantaged, whether the consumer or the tradesperson may be disadvantaged. So yes, there's legislation there.
Next newscast is Newsday at 12 noon on TV8, followed by The World at 1 on our radio network of stations. Morning Barbados continues after this.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Hey, not only grown-ups can sing, we can too.
So easy on me, baby. I was still a child, didn't get the chance to.
CBC TV 8 is having a kids karaoke show just for us. So children between the ages of 5 to 17 comment and join in for fun. Email Nadia Foster at nfoster@cbc.bb. Hear you soon. Bye.
For the past 19 years, QFM has been sharing with you, learning from you, and together building a community.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We've been telling you all a week about NIFA celebrating 50 in 2023. I've never been so excited about a 50th birthday than now. So let me say good morning to Cara Price, who's Cultural Officer, Literary Arts at the NCF, and Alicia Payne-Hurley, who's Cultural Officer, Dance at the National Cultural Foundation. Good morning, ladies. Good to have you with us. And we are also joined by, is that a familiar face, Janelle? Janelle
Yes,
Mitchell,
it is.
they didn't tell me you were coming. Is this a surprise?
Maybe. Good morning.
Oh, it's so wonderful to see you, Janelle. We go years way, way back.
It's true.
Good stuff. Same for Alicia. No hard feelings, Cara. But welcome nonetheless. All right, so I'm going to start with you, Cara. You must be really excited about the prospect of this 50th anniversary.
Absolutely. We have been doing this for 50 years, which is a huge milestone. And we just want the island to celebrate with us. And of course, my area is literary arts. And this year we're offering a number of exciting prizes across all of the different disciplines, as well as some special incentive awards as well. So we just hope everybody would take part. And I have two main categories this year. That would be the adult competition and the junior competition.
All right. Now, Alicia, I know for you, dance is life. So talk to me about what we can expect in this 50th year.
Yeah, celebrating 50 years of dance. I don't see a problem with that at all, Tisha. Yeah, this year for NIFTA Dance, we are excited. We have a great competition. We're glad to get back out there. You know, we've been asking for the competition back, and COVID has allowed us this time to, to be able to bring that competition to the dancers. And we are going to be celebrating with some wonderful new awards. 50 years can't come without something special. And I'm happy to announce that we have a new junior award in dance named after our godfather of dance. I like to call him Mr. Gene Carson. So that's one of the new special awards that we have, and also 160th Landship Barbados Landship Award. They're celebrating their 160th anniversary in this month. And we also have some scholarships, BCC scholarships, MVQs in dance scholarships, along with the Rochelle Springer Choreographers Scholarship. That's going to be back this year with a workshop. So we're keeping the developmental aspect alive there. And I'm happy to say our little 50th anniversary extra icing and cherry on top. We are bringing back former cultural officer for dance, Mr. Danny Hines. He's coming home to Barbados for the 50th anniversary, and he's going to be doing some national workshops. And Tisha, if you remember when Danny was officer, one of his most outstanding contributions were those workshops in the community. He got everybody getting down and feeling the earth, that African dance. So that's some of the good stuff coming for NIFTA Dance. And entries close on the 15th, so there's still some time to get your forms in.
I absolutely remember at one point in time, he even got me to come up to the NCF and dance in front of cameras. That won't happen now.
You wouldn't do it for me, Tisha?
No. I love you, but no. All right, so Janelle, I have to call you Auntie J only because
I know.
you know, with you and you've worked with so many young people and so on through the years. My daughter was a part of much of what you've done in the arts and so on over the years. So talk to me about what we can expect in your area and how things are shaping up with you for the 50th anniversary this year.
Well, this year for theater arts, specifically in the drama and speech category, we're inviting all from 4 to 17 years. So we have them in two categories. So we're asking the actors, directors, spoken word artists, or those who just love drama to get involved. So we're calling from the children from 4 to 17 years. And then we have the non-professional adults. So anywhere after 18 can join us. We have some new incentive awards, like the Alfred Pride Challenge Shield Award for acting. And that has a cash prize attached to it. But for the directors or those who have productions or plays, there's also a BCC scholarship. There's the NIFA or Warner Prize. And those who have a production, you can vie for a chance to be able to 3-day run in the Daphne Joseph Hackett Theatre. So we have some great awards coming this year, along with the same thing that Alicia said for the Landship, celebrating 160th anniversary. So we have an award for that. So a lot of them are attached to some valuable cash, but for the chance for you to say, well, hey, this year is the 50th anniversary. This is the time for me to get out there and put my dramatic skills to life. So we are calling all dramatists, actors, spoken word artists to come on board with theater arts. And as Alicia said, we extended the deadline to October 15th. So get those entries in.
All right. And she's saying they've extended the deadline to the 15th, like you have forever. That's Sunday. And then someone at the NCF said, oh, 11:59. Tara, it must have been you.
Well, my entries, our deadline is 4 o'clock. So we actually have a bit shorter, but you know, our timeline is further back. So if you want to enter in the literary arts, you can submit your adult entries for poetry, for essays, or for short stories. And the deadline is October 30th. So you have a longer time to kind of curate your entries. You can enter up to 5 poems. You can enter up to 2 essays and up to to short stories. So if you're one of these multi-talented people who dabble in this and that, you can enter a good few different entries, and you have up until basically the end of the month to enter. And we also have some really good prizes. There's a cash prize of $2,500 for first prize for each of those categories. And then we have the Business Entrepreneurship Award as well, valued at $15,000. And then there's the 50th anniversary NIFA award as well, and that comes with a trophy and a cash prize. And as I mentioned, there's an incentive award for members of the disabled community who want to take part as well. So there are lots of different things that people can get involved in. And as for the juniors, we actually have a school-based competition this year. So we're encouraging all of the schools to take part, submit your entries, and the winning school is actually going to get a publication in their name. You're going to get, let's say, for example, the school that enters is St. Leonard's. You would get the St. Leonard's NIFA anthology, which is published and featuring all of the work from the students that took part this year. So we're encouraging everybody to come out and support.
That's truly beautiful. Now, Kara, you have me feeling like I have a chance, almost like what they say with the lottery tickets. I feel like I need to throw my hat in the ring. I'm not going to make it with dance, but poetry and literary art, maybe.
Absolutely.
And that's what we want people in the community. That's the way we want them to think. NIFA is for all of we, right? Absolutely. So I'm really happy to hear about these new awards. You mentioned, Alicia, about the Rochelle Singer involvement. I know that you did an amazing tribute with your at the NCF and some others. You did an amazing tribute for Rochelle Springer a few years ago. Just thinking about that reminded me that we need to continue to share these people and their works and what they've done for the arts in Barbados and culture through the years with a whole new generation. And absolutely, these new awards are doing that. You talked about the new award in dance in the name of Jean Carson. And we also heard about the incentive award from you, Janelle, in the name of Alfred Pragnell. So just fantastic things happening in this 50th year, and I look forward to all it will bring. And we most certainly will do our part here at CBC as well to ensure that we share more about these people. Before we even started talking about that, I was telling the guys in studio about another radio drama that I was listening to and some of the words, so that's a way for us to share. From you, Alicia, what do you want to say to all of the dancing people out here and what they can look forward to most? Give them a little more incentive to get out and compete in 2023.
Well, to all the dancers and dance fanatics and Tisha, we want to welcome you to NIFA 50 years. This is the time. Take a chance. You never know. NIFA is known over the years as a springboard. NIFA careers have been birthed through NIFA. So this is the time. This is the platform. Tell me another space where you can get critique from judges who have been doing it their entire life and constructive criticism to help you grow. That's what NIFA is about. You don't have to come 100% ready. We'll get you there. So I'll be expecting Tisha's entry, Barbados, and then I'll be expecting all your entries in dance by the 15th, 11:59 p.m. That's it. We cut off after that. So when I get in on Monday morning, I'll see Tisha's and all of yours. Looking forward to seeing you.
You have jokes. She's laughing at me. What about you, Janelle? I am told that you're not on island.
No, I'm not actually. I'm in Jamaica at the Rex Nettleford conference at the Edna Manley College. So I'll be presenting a theater workshop this afternoon.
I am so jealous. Can't you tell? All right, so talk to me about, the changes. So wonderful to hear about this new incentive award in the name of Alfred Pragnell. And I know you guys are holding on to stuff because that's what you do at the NCF. Like all of a sudden, like boom. So we're waiting for that launch, but I know there's a lot to come.
Yes, and we also have the Earl Warner NIFA Prize as well. So that's a nice incentive for them to get on board. But the BCC scholarship is the one that will really attract those young actors or directors to get on board and to showcase their talents. This is 50 years, people. Come, let me show off, because what? NIFA is for all of we.
It's true, and I love where theater has gone, even with just the creation of the EBCCI, the Barrow Center for Creative Imagination. Even with the creation of that, and then the offering of the area of study at the University of the West Indies, through to postgraduate, through to the postgraduate area, then of course, it gives people even more incentive to be able to follow their dreams. For a long time, people were kind of doing it on the side, and it's great that we come to this place in our 50th year. You ladies cannot leave without giving me your NIFA story, because I know you must have a NIFA story. So I'm going to start with you, Kara. I told my NIFA story earlier this week, and people laughed at me so much. I talked about being bundled into teachers' cars and taken to the Black Rock Cultural Center. And then, of course, we were singing. We just knew we had to move in. We were singing a song about mangoes. Yeah, but I've never forgotten the song. Please don't ask me to sing it. Kara, it's over to you. Your mic is off. She didn't want to tell the story.
It is?
Okay, no, it's good now. Go ahead.
Okay, good. So unlike my colleagues, I haven't actually entered NEFCA, but I still feel as though I have a personal connection because like the rest of Barbados, I was glued, to the TV, watching all of the different aspects. And as a person who grew up kind of with this sense that, what can you do with writing? You go on and you see all of the many artists who would have passed through NIFA, Shakira Bournes, Sherry Jones, Winston Farrell, all those great people who started their careers in NIFA. And for me, that has been the greatest impact because it showed me that you start there and, the sky is the limits for you.
Mm-hmm. All right. What about you, Alicia? Give us your NIFA story.
Story, because I shared that with you. It started in school, started with the community group with the Tyrona dancers. We entered there. When I moved into the genre of ballroom and Latin, I entered in that category with the New Imperial Ballroom Dance Club. And but I think one of my greatest NIFA stories is the year they introduced the professional category. And Kelvin Carvalho and myself, we decided to enter NIFA. We take non-professional, and they said, no, over there. And so we went into that professional category and we won a professional silver. I think it was probably one of the first professional awards for NIFA that year. So, it just goes to show you growing up and seeing NIFA. And then as you ask the question about your NIFA story, you realize you were actually a part of those 50 years. And that's wonderful. I went on then to judge, and now I'm the cultural officer. So it is really, you can see the springboarding. You can see what that festival really does for people. My NIFA journey will always be with me.
Oh, that's truly amazing. Auntie J.
My NIFA story actually is not via theater, but dance. Because my induction to the arts was via dance, with Dance in Africa as an 8-year-old. So funny enough, when you asked it, my mind went straight back to the Frank Coleman Hall, when you would have semifinals or finals, and running from one end of the stage all the way to get back to the next side in probably 30 seconds, and we're dancing in AC, so you would know how that would be, Alicia. Gut winded. But then as the years would progress and I got involved with theater, I got on board with becoming a judge. So I judged for the last 5 years before COVID. So yeah, that's my NIFA story. So we know how it goes when you're on stage, and things don't always go right, but you have to shine, because that's it for NIFA. You just have to shine and give it your best.
All right, for sure. That was a springboard for me to Uh, see when we used to have the Free Hill Blockorama, a
Teacher,
Cleverdale
you're
Street
dating
Fair,
yourself, teacher.
Cleverdale Street Fair. It brings back all types of memories, but that's what it's all about. I mean, if we're talking about the 50th anniversary, we have to truly, truly take it back and show, like Alicia said, that we are a part of it. So last ditch efforts, we really want to make sure that you compete. I love that there's an adult category, there's an amateur category, there's professional category in your discipline for everybody. So just make sure you get on and look at it. Kara, remind us of where we can get all of this information. If somebody missed something in the midst of all the discussion, where can they go to find out more?
Certainly, you can log on to ncf.bb. There is a bar at the top where you can just click on registration and you'll have all the options, whether you want to take part in culinary, theater arts, visual arts, all of the options are up there. You can also contact the NCF if you have any queries, or follow us on our social media platforms as well. So no excuses.
Alicia, advice for dancers out there this time around and how they should approach the competition.
Come ready. This is definitely a year to come ready to showcase your talent. Can you imagine holding a NIFA 50th certificate, whether it's bronze, silver, gold? This is the only 50th year. This is the time to do it. And as Kara said, you have all of the outlets. And if you have any issues, we know some people aren't tech savvy or sometimes it gives a bit of problems. Feel free to call the NCF and we'll have somebody on board to assist you in getting that entry in. So dancers, I am looking forward to seeing you. I have some entries already and it's looking like it's going to be a really interesting competition.
All right. So again, it's a call for entries for NIFCA Dance. It's been extended until the 15th. That's Sunday at 11:59 p.m. I had nothing to do with it. So make sure you get your entries in. I know for Kara, the literary arts, adult poetry, essay, and short story competition, she told you the deadline for submission is 4 p.m. on Monday, October 30th. So you still have a little time with that. And the junior poetry, essay, and short story school competition, the deadline for that is 4 p.m. on Monday, October 23rd. So work on that. I love that. Whichever school wins, they're going to get a book named in their honor or named for the school and the works published. That is truly exceptional, something that, you can carry through the years. And Auntie J, for theater arts, I know that you guys have some strict deadlines as well. And you'd have a word or two for those people whom you would want to be a part of the 50th anniversary, Janelle.
Yes, so we're calling, as I said before, calling all actors, spoken word artists, theatrical performers to just, if you've never entered before, now is the time to get on board. Celebrate with us. 50, we've done it for 50 years, and you want to be going home with a trophy. You want to have that experience to say to Barbados, hey, this is my talent. I'm good at it, and to showcase it to the public. So we're calling all teens, all youth groups, all type of groups who have any type of dramatic presentation. And like Alicia said before, if you don't have it all ready together, we have some coaches on board that can assist you in getting that developmental help that you would need along the journey to make it along the path of this competition. So now is the time, people. I want to see those entries. You have, 2.5 days. Let's go.
It's the biggest celebration of Bajan culture. We're talking about NIFCA. And what makes it even more exceptional is we're talking about NIFCA at 50. So beautiful. I want to thank you, ladies, for coming in and sharing with us. I will continue to make you incredibly miserable if I need to find out any information. But it's always great to see you. I have to say Auntie Alicia and Auntie J. No, the other way. Auntie J. Soon it will be Auntie Cara because, I know you guys from, being true to this, teaching classes and sharing in the various disciplines and being very, very involved. I know to be a part of the National Cultural Foundation for NIFCA at 50 must be really near and dear to each of you as well. So thanks for sharing with us. We wish you the very best. And of course, we're urging everybody to get their entries in. Get your entries in and come out and compete for NIFA 50. Have a great day, ladies.
Thank you.
Have a good week. Have a good weekend too. Bye-bye.
Same to you.
Bye.
All right. Always fun to reach out to our friends at the National Cultural Foundation. So I told you it's going to be a busy, busy weekend. If you're just tuning in, you would have seen it on the news talking about the conference on strengthening values education. They've been a big part of Morning Barbados for the last few weeks. They brought in a number of the speakers who are going to be here in Barbados over the next few days to be a part of that conference. And we had an opportunity to interview quite a few of them here on Morning Barbados. And the conference is happening now, is going on. It started on the 12th and it goes through until tomorrow. I'll be over at the conference a little later today, moderating a very interesting discussion. I'll tell you a little bit more about that and the focus of that coming up a little bit later. But also happening this weekend is the Jazz Excursion and Golf Weekend being put on by Elan and Friends. And we have a few friends in studio. They're going to be sharing with us next on why you should come out and be a part of this weekend celebration of wonderful music and great people in honor of taking care of young people and introducing them to music. That's all next.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
For the past 19 years, QFM has been sharing with you, learning from you, and together building a community for all mature audiences. That's why we say Q is good.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
And 19 minutes to 8 o'clock. I have to say a special good morning to Kelly Cadogan and Kweku Jelani, musician and vocalist. Good morning. Good to have you with us.
Good morning. It's good to be here.
All right, Kweku, don't feel bad, but it's always so good to see you, Kelly.
It's always good to see you, Tisha.
And I love these beautiful colors.
Thank
oh my
you.
goodness, so gorgeous. Now, Kweku, you're busy. You've been doing a great deal, but we're here to talk about the Jazz Weekend. Tell me about how you first heard about it, because it's now in its 8th year. And I'm sure you're really happy to be a part of it this time around.
Well, one, I've heard about it a long time ago.
I think I performed at one of the first ones. This was, I think, at the Crane with Elan. Like I was much younger, in my teens still, like late teens, I believe. I'm still very young, okay? But I'm also the trumpet tutor for the Head Start music program, which is the reason behind the jazz excursion almost, because, you know, the funds go towards funding the program and making sure the program's run, getting the instruments started, you know, tutors started, that kind of stuff. Started by Elan Trotman and Don't Lose Your Drive Foundation. So pretty much there we offer trumpet, flute, clarinet, saxophone, and drums to children between the ages of 6 and 11, you know, to kind of give them a head start for appreciation or love or even a foundation for the fundamentals of music if they choose to pursue that path. So I've heard about it for a little while.
And we know what music can do for not just children, but for all of us. And Kelly, we don't have to sell that to you because, you know, you're a renowned vocal co-chair and you do so much in terms of music, even before people were gung-ho about making music their business.
Yes.
I know you were.
Yes, very much so. Very much so.
Yeah, you're being a part of this amazing presentation this weekend, sharing the stage with some beautiful people. So talk to me about your involvement.
Well, I'm going to be performing on Sunday at the brunch at Sam Lord's Castle. So it's going to be, I think, it's been years since the castle has been, you know, available to us. So I think it's going to be an amazing experience, the first time, a historical moment, I think. And on that morning, I am going to be joined by a beautiful team of musicians for my set. And I'm going to be supported by Paul Bellamy in terms of my attire. So I'm really, truly looking forward to that. But only the entire weekend, having just the entire lineup for the weekend, I think is absolutely amazing. Having been growing up, you know, seeing P. Bryson and Regina Bell on television, that was my jam. So it will be, I think, amazing. In terms of what Kweku shared in terms of the overall importance of it, because beyond being a vocalist, I also am to an educator. So I think it's important for us to be able to truly believe in this type of initiatives in terms of getting started, getting children a head start early, because it's just not music, but it's also confidence and ability and build self-esteem. So I think the entire marriage of the education component as well as the music, I think it's going to be amazing.
Oh, that's truly exceptional. So just like me, I'm sure you have to avoid trying to sing A Whole New World every time you mention those names. But of course you can sing. So there's single passes, so you can get like a day pass and head on out.
Yes.
The Sam Lord's Castle, Wyndham Grand Resort.
Yes.
It's like you said, it's back. And I know for us, that was like, you know, back in the day, there I go, talking about back in the day, where you could go out to Sam Lord's Castle. It really was a grand occasion. So Kelly Cadogan, Adam Hawley, Elan Trotman, Chris Spencer, they're going to be there 9:30 in the morning. You get to see them on Sunday. And then, of course, tonight, also at Sam Lord's Castle, you're going to have Kweku, Jazz and Pink. They will be here. Everett Harp, Flex Alexander. Kweku, you know who's Flex Alexander?
A little bit.
But we
yes.
Flex Alexander.
Yes.
I know he was
acted in a number of shows back in the day and stuff like that. So very popular. It will be hosted by him. That's tonight. Coming up tomorrow, Chian, the Nicholas Branker Band, Peebo Bryson, Regina Bell. It will be a whole new world.
Yes.
Yeah, but definitely wonderful to, you know, all proceeds from the, golf tournament as well will go toward the Head Start program. And I absolutely love that, you know, the children come in, they're instruments for them to use, and they have amazing tutors, and they can go in that direction. And you understand, Kelly, firsthand, what music can do for young people.
Oh yes, most definitely, most definitely. I think that the investment in it and the supporting of it is truly important, and inviting everybody to come out. You're not too late. You're probably late for the entire weekend in terms of buying the full 3 days, right? But from what I understand, you can still do the daily purchases. So it's going to be an incredible evening, weekend really, and when you come on Sunday, if you've booked your ticket or you're thinking of booking your ticket for Sunday, please dress in pink. Okay, pink is the color for Sunday.
Okay.
Come out in pink. You don't have to break the
Sunday?
bank or anything, but if you have a hint of pink, even if you have a pink bow, a pink tie or anything of that nature just for Sunday, because it's Breast Awareness Month, so it's important for us to be able to support that. So get your tickets this weekend and for tonight, and this on Saturday as well too. It's going to be amazing.
Yes. Did we mention that Saturday is at the Laro Court? I don't remember if we
No,
said that because we were
but it
busy
is.
talking about the castle.
Yes.
But Laro Court on Saturday with the Nicholas Branker Band, Sheehan, Peebo Bryson, Regina Bell, some familiar faces. Chris Spencer is going to be there. And of course, the celebrity charity golf tournament will be coming off on Saturday as well. Lots of people will be competing in that program that we told you is to benefit the Head Start music program. So lots of people coming out to support it as well. Tell me what prep has been like for this, Kelly, because I know you're busy often. So what has prep been like for you?
Intense but good. It's really important when you're in this type of journey to be working with people who support your views and your vision for the entire performance. So it has been late nights for sure, early morning rehearsals, but it's been enjoyable, and it's exciting. And the reason why it's exciting, I love what I do. Doing music in this way, in terms of especially being able to have my creativity and my original material come from the brain to the page and on the stage is fantastic. So the preparation has been inspiring for me, I should say.
Excellent. And I know for you, Kweku, I was introduced to you and your music and your style in a whole new way when I did Mornings with T on 94.7 FM. I don't know if anybody told you, but your music was the staple in my morning lineup in terms of getting it out. Just absolutely love what you do, and really a big fan of you and your music as well. Now you mentioned when you came in you're pretty busy, so talk to us about that and how you're balancing everything.
It's just as you said, balance is everything, because full time at UE, performing most nights, still teaching part-time, teach on weekends, plus being a dad as well. It is a lot. But you gotta make time and prioritize, and just time management is key. That's about it. But then still gotta make time, especially when you got shows like this coming up. As Kelly said, you gotta put in the late nights, check tunes, playing your work, practice. But it'd be good when you got a team that you could rely on, that you don't gotta think twice.
Yeah.
When the time comes to really lock down and get the job done.
Well, that's truly wonderful. What can people expect from Kweku when you come out this weekend, when they come out to see you guys hit the big stage?
This weekend, I got a lot in store. I got some arrangements coming, some jazz and Caribbean styles. We got some jazz and bachata soca. And
Wait, hold on, you have to pause. I have to think about it. It's not easy to put the two together, not even in my brain. Jazz and bashment soca.
Yes.
Yeah, so some new arrangements they can expect.
Please. Got some new arrangements coming.
Barbadian and the Caribbean with the world. I love it.
And then on top of that, I got some new original works coming, produced by Mr. Nicholas Branker. So I got a new EP coming. You can get some sneak peeks. Looking to launch the 29th of this month. So you can perform one or two of them tonight as well.
Oh, that's beautiful stuff. It's all about the jazz weekend. I can hardly believe it's 8 years already. But whatever happens this year is 8 years in the making, because I've recognized that every year it continues to grow, and that is what is important. And what's most important is that it's to benefit this program where we are bringing music to a whole new generation of cultural practitioners, Let's make it that. So your last words, Kweku, to encourage people to come on out and show their support for the program, but most importantly, for the Barbadian artists who will be hitting the stage, because you guys can stand shoulder to shoulder with anyone, and that's what this says. Elan could have just as easily brought a whole lot of friends with him and exclude Barbadian talent. He absolutely has not.
Yeah, it's true.
So you are equally sharing the stage, and I love that. Yeah? You forgot the question, Gally.
I did for a little bit. I was a little thrown back with what you said. But it's like people come out and support. We are some of Barbados' best, as this beautiful lady just said, all in support of the next generation or the next generation. You know, to keep the music alive and the appreciation of it. You know, because as I said, we need people. We all need each other. Life is a collaboration.
And before you move off of that, being a tutor with the Head Start program, share with Barbadians a little bit about what being a part of that program, you've seen the benefits, I'm sure. So talk to us about how it's able to benefit the young people who are a part of it.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So like, as we know, like the age between 6 to 7 to 12 years old, children are extremely impressionable. You know, that's the time where they set or that they mold who they will become as they go through life. So a lot of times you will see somebody that is like, you know, shy, unsure about a lot of things, or even in school they might not be as disciplined or dedicated. But then when they find something that they can enjoy, that is difficult, that is rewarding at the same time, outside of the academics and the things, so like it gives them a level of confidence. It helps them find themselves in a way to spend time with this instrument, and it's only me and this thing, so I need to work on myself to work on this. So it's like you instill that from that age, and you see the growth, you see the benefits, you know, as people, as a human beings, just that baseline alone.
That's truly exceptional. Kelly, you know, we heard about the Pauline Bellamy design. You're going to come out looking good, sounding great. You know, talk to Barbadians about how important it is to get out and not only support what's happening on the cultural landscape, but also to truly enjoy music. Enjoy themselves.
Yes, I think it is a beautiful weekend to do that. Take the time, get your family, get your friends, come together, make it an experience. It's going to be an experience. Even if you come by yourself, you're going to see somebody that you know this weekend. So don't be in the home thinking, you know, I don't have anybody to go with. Trust me, purchase the tickets and come out this weekend. You're going to see people that you know. You're going to create new experiences, reignite some new experiences and relationships. And it's all about collaborations, because it takes a village still to raise a child. It still takes a village to be able to create the music. So I really am looking forward to seeing people coming out and really supporting this wonderful initiative. Elan, thank you so much for having the concept and to be able to stick with it over these years. I really think it's incredible for him to have an initiative like this. So this weekend it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, for sure. I know this is just a part of it, because the people Elan has brought, I believe, over close to 200 people to Barbados to be a part of that. That's not including the artists, the performers, the musicians, you know, all of that. So kudos to you, Elan, for all that we can expect this weekend. And I have it on good authority that the gatekeepers in St. Philip have let the Republic doors open, so you don't need a passport to be able to get into St. Philip to go up to Downloads Castle this weekend and enjoy all the action tonight at the castle, tomorrow at Ilaro Court, Sunday back at the castle as well. So get online, get your tickets, check it out, and be a part of it. It's a great weekend for us to enjoy the island. Thank you, Kweku. Thank you so much
also,
as well.
Just to note quickly, for anyone who's interested in signing up their children to the Head Start Music Program, you just go online and visit don'tloseyourdrive.org and just follow it or search Head Start Music Program and you're good to go.
Beautiful. Don't lose your drive. It's a
Sorry, never lose your drive. My bad.
Never lose your
drive.
A new cohort.
No, this
Getting
was
ready to start.
No, this was going on for a little while.
No.
Sorry.
Does it go in line with the school term? Trying to figure out.
We just started. We usually start with like maybe 2 weeks
students.
after.
Yeah, so pretty
But it's
much
still not too
kinda
late
in
to
tandem.
register
Nice.
as
Alright,
well.
not
So
too
you
late
can
to
register at any point, but
And you said what ages?
between 6 to 11.
Oh, I'm a little outside of that. 6 to 11, so.
No,
Yeah,
very
but I'm
sure we
sure
could
you
work
have
out
some
something.
6 to 11-year-olds that you can get in there. Thank you, Kelly, for coming as well.
Thanks
Again,
for
thank
having
you,
us.
Kweku. Get on out this weekend and be a part of the Barbados Jazz Weekend. Yes, check it out. Hey, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, just a few minutes to wrap it up here on Morning Barbados.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
For the past 19 years, QFM has been sharing with you, learning from you, and together building a community for all mature audiences. That's why we say Q is good for you. To our Q family, we say thank you for staying connected to Q 100.7 FM. QFM is a station of the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. CBC, celebrating 60, connecting Barbadian communities.
Are you a youth group, 4-H club, school, Cub Scout, or Brownie Pack? Or any organization or club with children ages 4 to 11 years? If yes is the answer, then we at Fun School, we're looking for you. Let's have fun singing, dancing, listening to amazing stories, doing craft, and so much more. I'm such a kid at heart. But to be part of this fun and exciting new season of Fun School, just simply send an email to Alicia Alves Grant at aa.grant@cbc.bb for further details. Fun School is back, and we're looking for you.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Hey, so that's it from us for another week. We most certainly hope that you enjoyed today's presentation of Morning Barbados. There will be a special fun day at Pelican Craft Village tomorrow. So if you can go out and take the children, they can do tie-dye and all of that wonderful stuff. So, you know, if you're in the Bridgetown area, it would be great to have the children pass through Pelican, another way to showcase our culture. And also on Saturday, we are going to be showing the semifinals of the Barbados Road Tennis Open. If you didn't get a chance to go out last night to see it, the semifinals will air here on TV8. Sunday, October 15th, right after News Night, we'll be airing the final of the same competition. So make sure you check that out. Also, Final Score is back tonight, Friday, October 13th, right here on CBC TV8. We're making this weekend your home for all the sports you want to see. So make sure that you tune in this weekend for all the sporting action here on TV8. Hey, have a great weekend. Head out to the Jazz Weekend as well. Go on over to the Values Conference that's happening and enjoy. Remember to wear your smiles, do something nice for someone, and see you, God willing, on Monday. Bye-bye. Have a great weekend.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning.